to solve our uno numero problem of not having a very good stream. So let's spin view on YouTube, see how we're doing. So sorry a little bit ago that stream. So sorry a little bit ago that the problem is that we're momentarily going to have to end this game that I'm trying to play. I think it's taking up too much. The problem is that we're momentarily out of it. I'm trying to play. I think it's taking up too much. This game is really hard to get out of. The problem is that we're out of it. I'm trying to. I think it's taking up too much. Really hard to get out of. How do you? I do not know how to exit my game. I just looking up. I think it's taking up too much. Hard to get out of. I know how to exit. All right, so I think we're gonna be out of the game soon. Oh my goodness, that was fun. But dang, my connection is bad tonight. And I do not know why. I'm gonna give it some time here and see if it gets any better. Just trying to figure out what I need to do to make this stream better. Is that I had somebody blocked, and for this stream, we're gonna go ahead and unblock her and see how long it takes for her to join. I think I'm gonna have to. Easiest way for me to do it is to go to her page. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to do anyways. So how do I remember when I wanted the blocker, I just went to the YouTube channel itself, and now that I want to unblock her, I'm not seeing how to do it. Maybe I need to go to privacy. Panel size and features, advanced settings. Huh. Huh. How do you unblock somebody on YouTube? Even though you feel like they deserve it. Oh. I felt like if I wanted to be able to have an undisturbed stream, unfortunately, she had to be blocked. And that's just all there was to it. I actually am going to have to go. YouTube. It's actually up here. Oh my goodness. Google made this hard. Google made it very, very fucking hard to unblock people. Oh my gosh. Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. Why did you make it so hard to block people? I legit cannot figure it out. Like every other thing that you have, there's like an official list that you go and you unblock people. And the thing of it is I didn't block them in chat. I went to their actual channel and I blocked them. So, okay. Might as well have them comment on videos you've uploaded. Okay. Alright. So, this person was... It was easier to do it on the app than it was the website itself. That's hilarious. Oh. Let's see if my stream has improved at all. Let's see if I'm still... I mean, I don't really look the greatest. Let's see how I sound. I look better on the... that I do on the way right now. No. I'm gonna blame the fact that I'm on my desktop. Alright, it looks like I'm... I think I might be done. It's really stupid that if you were to go into that... If you were to go into Restream right now, it would be better and look better. Well, so I just want to say, go back to what I was saying on the other stream, I guess here. I'm just going to try to ignore the fact that It seems like I'm buffering a lot, and I'm not sure how well people can hear me. I'm looking at the time. I don't know if I'll be back up anywhere else or not. I don't know. Looks like that's people decide to join. I wonder if it was there's someone that's not showing up in chat that's just watching it. And that's fun. That's absolutely fun. I'm gonna kind of assume that I know who it is. But yeah. So, when I was at that doctor, they were doing this shot, I was struggling emotionally. I needed my mother's support, and it was a good thing that I had her there because, if I hadn't, it could have been bad. But what if she hadn't been there and I needed to call a hotline? And I can't call the damn hotline because idiots decided that they wanted to mass call it and make it difficult for people to call in. The idea that anybody did that and would think that it was okay is wild. Just wild. And there was even kind of talking about like it's not 100% sure anybody was there, that it actually happened, that anybody actually had any trouble getting through. And hopefully, that's what happened, that some of the reports that we were hearing that people couldn't get through, hopefully that was people that were just shit talking, because there are people who get off on crap like that. I learned that when I was involved in the Avenatti discussion on Twitter, and I got involved with these people that were just absolutely obsessed with trying to expose him and all kinds of stuff. I learned that people got off on trying to stir things up, spreading all kinds of misinformation. There was somebody that for a while there, they had a fake Gmail that they emailed a whole bunch of people to be Avenatti, and it wasn't him. And it was a whole thing. And there was people that got up and said, "Oh, Avenatti is emailing me and he's threatening me and blah, 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 blah." And it wasn't even him. It was funny. But I actually got into a situation where I had to change my phone number, not because Avenatti was calling me, but there was somebody who was impersonating Avenatti, liked to impersonate people and like journalists and pretend to journalists that he was somebody important when he wasn't, when they weren't. He or she, I don't think anybody really knows. I suspect it might have been a guy, just based on the interactions that I had. But yeah, there's our people that get off on stirring shit up, something out to be even worse than what it was. So, a few years ago, I wouldn't have been so suspicious when I saw things online, thinking like, "Oh, this is true. This can't be." But I've learned over the years, there's some strange people out there, some absolutely strange people out there that I don't know. Don't ask me to explain it. I don't know. But there are some really, really stuff, people. So. Thinking about hanging out for a little bit and seeing if there's a possibility that the individual that I unblocked will. There's another individual that I'm going to go ahead and unblock. They're probably, I don't know, they may not even realize that they're unblocked. They may not care, and that's fine. They may be like, how dare you block me? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now I have 2 people that are unblocked. I mean, they're smart. The Chifa will stay away. But who knows, right? Who knows? I think one thing that will be interesting to do here is talk a little bit about LawTube and some drama going on there. Let's can I update this title here? So let's talk about Nick Cicada band. And this is kind of important for how it's an interesting free speech discussion is what it is. It's an interesting speech discussion. To have who are interested. So, in case for those of you that don't know, Rakita Law is, and I might be saying that wrong. It might be Rakita. But he's a really cool guy. He is definitely a free speech absolutist. I guess is what is the correct word to use. Yeah. I'm wondering if YouTube will let me fix something. Because I actually would like to get tagged in that and he sees it. I don't know that he will. I want to There's a specific video of his that I want to play here, and so we're going to go to that. Keto Law. At least we're going to try to. I started following Keto Law during the whole Rittenhouse thing, and I was so thankful to have him just from the standpoint of really helping me understanding all the different legal points in the case. And if you listen to him and not mainstream media, you understand why it is that Rittenhouse, got off. So let's see here if I can find the video that he put up when he finally got unblocked from Twitter or from YouTube. Because I feel like that is a very... There was a lot of good points, and some of it kind of think about what it is that we talk about on here so much. Oh yes, I found it here. My channel is under attack. So it's about an 8-minute video here, and I don't know how much of it will be. And I hopefully he doesn't mind me playing this. So let's get this added on stream. Some people, they don't like the things that it means that we're allowed to do when it comes to free speech. But you'd be kind of surprised sometimes, I think, what it is that free speech actually means. Particularly in the eyes of some people. I wish it's, for some reason, it feels really weird to me to have myself in the lower right hand instead of the lower left hand. It just seems really weird, but it's probably not that weird. So he, not too long ago, had a 2-week suspension from Twitter, and basically he had people that were targeting his channel and mass reporting his channel. And so let's listen to some of that here.
You may be wondering, I've been actually streaming, but not really by voice. It's because you're up with a 2-week suspension. Now, what did you do, Nick? Oh, well, that's the mistake. What did I do? Tell you what I did not do. I did not individuals at all. I have never done that, and I do that. However, some individuals actually love platform by YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, utilize their platform to organize a false campaign against me activities. What?
So I was thinking about this in relation to what we're talking about when it comes to protesting. You know, don't like the things that Nick Rekieta sometimes goes on his stream and says. But if you are a free speech absolutist, then you know what? You are perfectly free to go on your channel and say whatever the fuck you want about anybody, and it shouldn't matter. But, you know, you get these people in 1776 that wants to believe that they should be allowed to say what it is that the county protesters should be allowed to do and what they shouldn't be allowed to do, or they think they know what it is that they should be allowed to do. And, you know, as far as I can tell, they were repeatedly trying to be within the law when it came to protesting. And Nick tries very hard to be within the law of what he's allowed to do, but he has a bit slightly different view than other people of what is acceptable because he is a free speech absolutist. And he doesn't believe really in any type of censorship is the way that I understand it.
I flagged my channel and YouTube caved into that report without anything to verify if it was in fact true. Quotes attributed to me have ever actually occurred. Here's a hint, they have not. Many of you have probably been following me on the platforms Rumble and Odyssey where I've been streaming, or you smartly follow me on rekietalaw.locals.com, which is the best place to get communications in case anything like this ever happens again, and you can sign up.
So one way that I found some similarities here, you know, in this case, they mass blast his channel. In case of AP, Lori, and Defender of Ants, they sent out some really stupid, really stupid temporary restraining orders, which hopefully are going to get, you know, thrown out to tomorrow. There's no guarantee of that, but you know, hopefully, ultimately, that's what's going to happen here. So this is what, you know, I found some similarities with, and I just, if I remember right from watching this, I saw some similarities. You know, 1776 is a perpetual victim, and you have people in these movements that are perpetual liars, or telling half-truths and not the whole truth. And you know, he talks about YouTube often caving to that with things that they do not agree with. So basically, guess what, 1776? You're as bad as big tech. Ha! All right, let's see what else he has to say here.
For free, so maybe check it out. I'll put the link in the description. That being said, if you had followed me there, you would already have known what was going on. And over the past couple days, I've seen so many comments where people are asking, where's Nick? What's happening? Is this channel dead? What's going on? You haven't streamed in like 2 weeks. Oh, believe me, I've streamed, just not here, because I was not allowed to, because other people lied about me, and YouTube's system is so broken that they just capitulated to it without even giving me a chance to argue, to talk it, to explain, to provide context, or to simply show that what was said about me wasn't true and never happened.
Now, the good thing here is tomorrow they're going to get to court. They're going to be able to present their side of things and the reasons that they feel that the restraining orders are not valid. You don't get a restraining order against people that you've routinely invited inside the fence, that you have hugged, that you have sent people to follow after them when they go to Waffle House and they go to where else did they went somewhere else and Oreo followed them. I think this was the night that they got the restraining orders. Oreo followed them and left a bag behind their car and admitted to it on his stream. Oh, but they're so dangerous and so scary and they're threatening us and I'm just so scared. It's like, really? And, I hope that whatever lawyer Aunt has will make this abundantly clear. But let's continue.
But the interesting thing about this isn't what happened to me. It's what won't happen to the weirdo who caused this to occur. Said weird this on all of these platforms with regularity, playing perpetual victim narrative that somehow their life is unceasingly in danger when all of the evidence on earth points to the exact opposite, that not only is their life in literally zero danger, their life is actually booming with hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in off of this victim narrative, taking extended trips overseas to avoid hate, or maybe just to avoid, I don't know, warrant that was executed upon them for potentially very unlawful activity that they've openly talked about online.
Here's where I was thinking of Oreo in 1776, how they somehow managed to get around being held responsible for literally anything that they do. Anything. They never get held accountable for the shit that he does. When he invaded the personal space of a man in a wheelchair, and he nobody did anything. In fact, there was so-called patriots there that when he confronted these people, and he was so nasty to people that were there, not specifically the man in the wheelchair, but another situation that happened that same day at the same event, when he went after this woman named One Weird Girl. They were like, oh, thank you, that was so good. And in both situations, these people did nothing to them. Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. But they made it to where it was not okay for them to be there, and it made it impossible for them to practice their free speech right. So some dickhead reports his channel and makes it difficult for Nick Rekieta to participate in the town square because YouTube system is wonky and creators complain all the time that it sucks. So
I'm not sure which one it is, but I have an inkling of what it might be. This person is on a crusade against other people for merely having opinions that they don't like, which, by the way, is fine. You can take your opinions and fist yourself with them for all I care. It doesn't matter to me. What your opinion of me is, or what my opinion of you is, shouldn't matter to you. But that being said, I have not, did not, and never will call for violence or harassment of another person. My advice is always just to ignore them because they and laugh at them from far away. Somehow, that advice has turned into calling for death, which is not true. But that being said, I am back. Streaming will start up very, very soon.
And, I've kind of experienced a similar situation myself with online. You want to read a particular document? Oh, you're going to dox me. Oh, You're going to blah, blah, blah. I was going to legally read a document that I may or may not be able to have access to. I might not be able to get it because I don't live in that state. I am currently in the process of trying to get some legal documents regarding Bandit. I have gotten some money for that, and I greatly appreciate those people who have donated for that cause. It's kind of, I don't know what's going to happen here because with all these doctor's appointments, I've been missing a lot of work. But I am going to do everything that I can to get that, and that money is not going to be withdrawn until I know that I'm able to get the documents. And if worse one's worse, I'm going to make sure that those people are refunded. So, but yeah, it's like, and none of this was true. I wasn't going to be doxing anybody by reading those statements, but I had people coming into my chat saying, oh, you're going to be getting a visit from so-and-so in your chat. This person was telling me this because they think that this individual is like dangerous, a serial killer. And so basically they were threatening to send somebody into my chat that that they think is dangerous. And you know what? In a little bit here, we're gonna talk about the definition of the word threat. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna adjust the way that I was sharing this. There. So in a minute here, I'm going to pull up what the definition of threat is, because there's all these people that are like, it's not a promise. It's not a threat. It's a promise. Well, let's talk a little bit, shall we, about what the definition of a threat actually is. I'm gonna need, and I think at some point I'm gonna need to like memorize that definition, so that instead of saying the word threat, I need to actually start sharing just the definition. So, oh, you're saying that you're gonna do XYZ, because apparently people don't understand what the definition of threat actually is. But you know, that's okay. It's all good.
Back on the platform within the past hour. I am working on getting this resolved, and I am working on gathering all sorts of evidence about it to provide to my contacts.
So basically, there's people that are going to
that has gone on.
There's going to be people that are going to fuck around, and tomorrow there's going to be some people that are going to fuck around, and they're going to find what's going to happen. And you know, I don't even think that I mentioned everything that doesn't make sense when it comes to these restraining orders. A lot of the restraining orders, apparently, people like David Riddell were not on it. None of the main team, they didn't even know who a lot of these people are. I guess, I think now they know who they are, because the documents that they got, it said, the temporary restraining order is for so-and-so, because they have to know who it is that they're supposed to be avoiding, right? And some of these people, they didn't even, they were like, who the fuck is this? Like, how can you get a restraining order for someone that you don't even fucking know who they are? Like, I mean, I think maybe they have seen them, but they didn't know their names, so maybe that makes a difference. I don't know. But it wasn't so much, those individual people that they've been protesting. It's specifically the organization known as 1776 RM. And they can go to whatever state that organization is operating in, and they can protest at whatever event that they are at. That's not... Maybe there is a gray area when it comes to something being stalking, or when it comes to being something being legitimate protests. I don't know. But I think that they have a lot of legs to stand on in claiming that what they're doing is protesting, not stalking, etc. Let's go on here.
Some of that evidence is yet to arrive, but when it does, boy, is it going to be fun. Because I'm guessing, based on the organized harassment campaign against me on Twitter, that I will have several Minnesota bar complaints. That's right. More fan mail's coming. And you know what happens when I get it gets read online. We get to laugh about it, and we get to just chuckle away at the feeble nature of these people to have people destitute in the street with employment, because it never stops at deplatforming someone from something like YouTube. They then can't work anywhere else. Remember, victim mentality.
I mean, now, one thing, and Anarchy Princess and Lori, is that I don't really think that they had a full-time job before this that I am aware of. And enjoys the freedom that making a living off of eBay has provided him with. He's kind of temporarily paused that for the time being. Anarchy Princess is separated from her husband right now, I believe. I'm going to be careful about what I say, but I don't want to get anything wrong. But yeah, and so, they're dealing with people that all the stuff that you and I might be worried about losing, don't mess with people that don't have anything to lose. But also, don't continuously fucking lie about them, Oreo. But yet, he does continuously trying to act like Anarchy is never there for her children. He recently tried to claim that Lori was looking at RVs for malicious purposes, and it had nothing to do with any of that. I think she's privatized the streams that prove it, but he tried to use a clip on his live stream before it was all privatized of her saying this one thing and said, I'm going to be looking at an RV or something to that effect. And it had nothing to do with stalking some guy that they were talking about named Matt. It had nothing to do with any of that. So this guy is pulling all kinds of shit, but no. They are the ones that need the restraining order. And apparently they never got a restraining order temporary restraining order that I know of against AP. Now, when they all show up at court tomorrow, will she get served? Who knows? But she went out of town for a while, I guess, to consult a lawyer because she was worried about her safety. I can't attest to any of that. I can only tell you what she's told all of us, is that she's, that she's feared for her safety. And maybe those fears are justifiable. I don't know. But yeah. So I'm probably rambling too much here. Let's go back to this.
And narrative that these people espouse. That's their only content, by the way. All they can be is a victim, which means they must always be
It's Oreo's content. Half the times, people in 1776 only content. I once saw a stream with Oreo and some of the people on 1776 RM that they made mention of AP's bracelets, and they were saying that she should put a chain around her neck like she has on her bracelets. So basically, you're advocating for a woman to kill herself. I mean, to me, what you're implying in the indications of what you're saying are pretty obvious, but you know.
We must perpetually be at the mercy of the rest of the in inches away from death at all times. Money, they can't produce content because they are uninteresting. They're only
unless they're just complaining about the left, and making mugs of glory and space
all sorts of other reasons.
What content
like,
disorder?
I don't know, a fart porn collection, for example. That career didn't work out. Why they maybe we'll find out in the their constant state of danger and people wanting them dead,
almost
no
actually
dead, or even cares if they live or die, if they're completely indifferent.
They want other people removed from any ability
to
speak or earn in any capacity, in any place, in any profession, ever. They will hound you until the end of your life. And they hope sooner rather than later because they determine in their mind what you must think.
And that is the danger of the current economy that we are in. And I pray it never happens to you. Now, before anybody tries to get me with a catch-22 or some sort of gotcha on me being a victim, I am not a victim. I have a blessed and wonderful life. I'm not lamenting any sort of danger to me. I'm merely pointing out where I've been, what I've been doing. While I have been suspended from and Odyssey, as I find these streams mirrored over, even while
it should. That's kind of exactly what they've been doing. They've still been kind of doing some stuff online, but you know they hasn't been to quite maybe the same degree as what they were doing before.
Their own can't do that. They can change some things about themselves. They can try and change their immutable characteristics. They can try and do whatever the hell they want to themselves. We can't let them do that to other people. And alternative technology right now seems to be the only place where that can occur. With that said, you can find me on rumble.com/Rekieta Law. You can also find me on odyssey.com/Rekieta Law. If you're tired of you, it's time. I'll be here. We'll be streaming very soon. I look forward to it. Stay fresh, y'all. And also, how do I say this? I mean this. Peace. Peace.
All right, I'm skipping a lot, and I think I was at some point having at least one viewer on YouTube. So whoever you are, thank you so much for being willing to stick out with some of the buffering issues that I'm having. So let's talk about something else here. Let's talk about the definition of threat. You know, I have people all the time. It's not a threat, it's a promise. Well, what exactly does this definition of a threat? A state of an intention to inflict pain, injury, damage, or other hostile action on someone in retribution for something done or not done. you could say that a statement of an intention. You're kind of making a promise. For example, a person or thing likely to cause damage or danger. So, Claude on AP's app is a threat to her, a person or thing likely to cause damage or danger. And if I'm told that I'm going to be getting a visit from him in my chat, that is a threat to send someone to me that you think is a threat. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So, I want to go back to mental health here. And again, as I was saying, today was, a hard day for me. When I was at the doctor's office, I was feeling panicky and I couldn't stop shaking. And I was fortunate enough to have my mother there. But if my mother hadn't been there, then I would have needed to, call somebody. And that would have probably have had to have, to have been a hotline. And I can't imagine, what it would have been like if she hadn't been there. And suddenly I think I know what I was going to do. I wanted to pull up here some important numbers that if you ever feel, that you're in any, if you are struggling and you need help, you need somebody, there are options here for you. So let's pull up some suicide hotlines here. Suicide hotline list. I'm wondering what would be the most. This pulls up information in the UK, then that's fine, but it necessarily wouldn't help everyone. See, where are these people? Okay, it looks like they're located in Montana. So there's a 24-hour. So I mean, here's a site that you can go to. I'll put that in chat. And they have both a 24-hour crisis and suicide hotline. And so that is some information for you there. Every life has value. Every life matters. So this has something for every country. And I think I'm gonna make a separate post here to kind of list all of that. Yeah, I'm gonna in the community tab, I'm gonna make a list of all the different information and some of the resources that are out there. But you know, whatever you are going through, there is help is always just a phone call away. You know, you do not have to go through anything in life alone. Um, you know, and I can honestly say that, you know, I don't think I've ever had anything to the degree that some people have had. But I've had times where I have struggled and that I've been there and I need help. And you know, I hope that you will realize that suicide is not a solution. There is devastation that it leaves in its wake that will hurt those you love for the remainder of their life. It's heartbreaking. Um, but yet I there's people that somehow convince themselves, maybe one of the things that they might tell themselves is everyone will just be better if I'm not around. No, no. And, you know, it can be very hard sometimes to get through to someone that's in the middle of a mental health crisis and get them to understand you are loved, you are important, and you matter. But you do. So, well, I think that that's all I have for tonight. I'm sorry for any problems that we had during the stream. I thank you all for joining me. Remember, you are loved. There's a quote here. I don't wanna. It's from the movie called The Help, and I can't share it without can't share a clip of it without getting in huge trouble. You know, I can't share a clip of it, but I can read it to you here. It was, you is kind, you is smart, you is important, is actually what it is. Not, apparently, not you is loved. But hey, you know what? You are loved. You matter. And don't ever think that you are alone, because there are so many resources out there. And that's why it's just so sad that when people need help and they don't reach out, it's because there's so many resources out there. And I don't know if people just get so down the rabbit hole that I don't even know what the correct word is here to use. But when you're in the heat of the moment, you just, I guess maybe you just can't. It's hard to remember that, and it's hard to quiet the racing thoughts in your head. And I know what it's like. I know what it's like to try to quiet those racing thoughts, and for sometimes even somebody to just make a random comment to you, and that leaves you to being in just a dark place for the rest of the night. But you are loved, you are kind, you are smart, you are important. And it's a great big world out there, and this is you and I, and this is the universe, but it takes a lot of you and I to make a universe. The universe is nothing without the little pieces that go in it. All right. So take care, you guys. As Nick Raheda would say, peace.